So, having a conversation the other day with somebody and just talking about marriage and talking about being married, about younger people being married, like 20 somethings being married. And the comment was made that, oh, well, they're probably too young to be married anyway. And I was thinking to myself, I'm just like kind of processing it now, because I know that that is something that people say all the time, but I'm wondering, like, is that really true? I think it really is up to the person. You can chime in and tell me what your thoughts are, because I think that maybe culturally, certain people say, oh, you too young to get married, and you hear people say stuff like, oh, they gotta sow their wild oats and they gotta experience this and they gotta get this out of their system and get that. But is that stuff really true? Because I'm thinking back on it now, and I'm thinking about something that my pastor says. And he has this saying, he says, like, there's two ways you can learn something. You either learn through experience or you learn through instruction. And most of the time when we learn something through experience and we feel like, oh, I need to experience that, or I need to go through this, I need to experience that, a lot of time we end up making mistakes, and we end up making costly mistakes, and mistakes that may affect our lives or change the trajectory of our lives forever. Maybe not necessarily something that we cannot recover from, but we end up making decisions that will affect our lives, and those things come with consequences. So I'm just thinking, because I've seen certain young couples, I've seen them get married young, and they're doing just fine. I really think it's up to the couple. I think it's up to, like, what they want in life. Like, I think it has a lot to do with how you were raised. I know it has a lot to do with culturally, like, what are you around, what are you seeing, what are you experiencing? Because a lot of times, things that we believe, even lies that we believe, are because what we see other people doing around us, or what we have accepted as the norm. So if everybody around us is saying, oh, you're too young to get married, and oh, you don't need to get married, you can do it by yourself, and you can do this. And if that is what you are hearing, and that is what people around you are telling you, that is probably what you're going to tend to believe, or what you're going to tend to lean in the direction of. Whereas on the other hand, if you see couples around you, even younger couples around you, and they've submitted their lives to God first of all, and they've decided that they want to be married, and they're living a married life. They're faithful to one another. They're living life together. They're doing life together. They're growing together. They're figuring out who they are, what they want. They're doing all those things together. They're growing together. They're learning together. They're building their lives together. I think that is a beautiful thing, and I don't think anything is wrong with that. So I really, once again, I just think it just depends. It depends on you. It depends on you. What do you want? And it depends on both parties. Like, what do they really want? I don't want to believe that's true anymore. That, oh, certain people are a certain age, or you too young to get married because you're 20 something. I think that's a lie. But I think it's a lie that even I believed for a very long time, and it may be something that you have believed, or maybe you grew up in a different area, different culture. Maybe you grew up in a different space and you saw things differently. So chime in, tell me what you think. What are your thoughts, or what has your experience been? All right, we're gonna talk more about it. So look forward to more upcoming videos, because we're gonna unpack this a lot more. All right, have a good one.